The season opener is upon us. Man City versus Liverpool at the KP Stadium in Leicester. You know, Charity Shield, Community Shield, whatever you call it. I want us to go there today and put a marker down. I think if we're going to have any chance of winning the league this year, we need to take all 6 points from City in the league. So today I'm going to just cover a couple of points off where I think that we are at the moment. And, you know, the big question in this video is, are Liverpool ready for the new season? So point number 1 would be our game plan and the way I feel like it's changed in pre-season. I've watched most of the games. Yeah, you can't take a lot from pre-season. It's all about getting your fitness up and, you know, bedding in new players. But it does look like from the games I've seen that we've kind of changed our way of build-up a little bit. We seem to be a bit more direct, getting the balls into Núñez, which, you know, we've spent a lot of money on him. So he is going to be the focal point of our attacking play. There seems to be like a little bit of a drop in intensity as well. But again, it's pre-season. The players aren't really pushing themselves. You know, they don't want to get injured. You know, like Chamberlain. So like, it's just building up like the game fitness. You know, and the getting used to each other again. But all being well, I think that's how we're gonna go. A bit more direct. You know, we've got Trent and Robbo, Shimikas on the sides. Young Ramsey now as well. Don't know how his crossing ability is, but it's supposed to be really good. Like getting balls into the box. We've got like a tall number 9 now in Darwin, who's going to be there to like knock them in, all being well. So yeah, I can't wait to see how we play. You know, it's very interesting that City and Liverpool have both gone down this way, where they've gone for like a traditional number 9, where they've gone for Haaland and we've signed Núñez. So let's see how both teams play. You know, both teams have generally gone for a false 9, like us with Bobby for definite. Like he was never an out and out number 9, even when he did have them good goal scoring seasons. Like he was never an out and out number 9. So that's the first point, which is like the gameplay of how we are now. So the second point, which kind of ties into that, is will Núñez replace Sadio Mane? So Mane left Liverpool this summer, we all know. He's a club legend. He's won everything with us. I didn't really want him to go. I was kind of hoping we could have kept Mane and, you know, got Núñez at the same time. But last year when we signed Diaz, Mane was moved into that number 9 position and he excelled. So Núñez needs to come in and replace what Mane brought in that role. Now I know that Núñez can play out on the left as well, but I just don't see him playing there. He doesn't seem to have played there at all during pre-season. It seems like the front 3 that we're going to go for in most games will be Diaz, Núñez, Salah. So at the moment, I'm a little bit on the edge with what I think about Núñez. Like he's got my full support, honestly. And again, as I've mentioned a couple of times, it is pre-season, so we can't really take a lot from that. He's building up his fitness. He can't really speak English as far as I'm aware properly yet, and he's getting used to how, like, you know, new way of playing. Like when we get players in, generally Klopp doesn't throw them in straight away. Like, you know, you've got Andy Robertson for that, Fabinho, who else was there? I'm sure there was another one that didn't get chucked in straight away. I can't think off the top of my head right now. I'm sure there was another player. Was it Shimikas? Potentially, like where they've just got to learn how we play under Klopp, basically. Like the only 2, potentially 3 that I can see that got thrown in straight away was Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. They were the only 3 that I can see that got chucked straight in to play as soon as we signed them. So if Jota had been like available and not injured, I could see Jota probably starting the season and playing a lot more while we gently bed Núñez in. That's not there now. Jota's injured, so he's either got to go with Bobby, or you just throw Núñez in and just hope he hits the ground running. Here's hoping. You know, he's got my full support. He does remind me of like a Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres hybrid player, but I just hope he doesn't, you know, like he had one good season last year. You know, the season before that he was playing in the 2nd division Spanish football. You know, last year he almost went to, I think it was it Brighton he almost went to, and in January West Ham nearly signed him. So it's a big step up from him if there were the clubs that were looking at him, and Liverpool have now got him. On the other hand though, I do think it's a good idea that Liverpool have snapped someone in now before they've gone to like one of them lesser clubs, let's just say, and then they've excelled there, and then we just kind of have to pay even more money because they've had a good season. I do like the fact we've got in there early and snapped him up straight away, just so we don't have to pay a more of a transfer fee if he did excel at like a Brighton or West Ham or a Leicester or Newcastle or wherever, do you know? So that's really good. But let's wait and see what happens there with Nunes. He's got my full support. I do think he'll probably will hit the ground running because we've got a very good track record of signing players under Jurgen Klopp and Julian Ward and Mike Edwards. So you got my full support, Darwin. Let's see you bag a few goals today, hopefully. And then the third point I'm going to mention, this will be my final one now, is do we need another midfielder right now? So Ox is out injured. There's no timeline on when he's going to be back. In pre-season, Elliott has been playing midfield, but he's also played like on the right under Salah when Salah's being rested. Carvalho has played instead of Diaz out on the right, not really in the midfield. So if you take them two out of the midfield, our midfield currently stands at Henderson, Keita, Thiago, Ox, Curtis Jones. That's 5. If you want to count Tyler Morton, 6. So that's our midfield at the moment, right? Ox is injured, so we're down to 5 again. Keita's not really done much in pre-season. Jones has not done much for about a year and a half, if not longer now. So we're really down to Thiago, Hendo and Fabinho, which is probably the midfield that will start today. So I do think we need another one. There were a lot of chitter-chatter about that Matheus Nunes from Sporting Lisbon. It seems to have gone a little bit quiet on that, on regards to that. Maybe the price is too much. We're not willing to pay. Maybe we're waiting to see if we can get rid of Tyler Morton on loan or, get the Ox out, but injured now, so I don't know. There's a lot of people shouting for Jude Bellingham, but I think that's going to happen next year now. Definitely not happening this year. We could get a deal in place, a pre-agreement where he just comes to us next year, but let's wait and see, very much like what we did with Keita. So for me, I'd say we definitely need another midfielder. Matheus Nunes looks like a Jurgen Klopp player. He seems to have the pace, the tenacity, the aggression. He can run with the ball. He seems to be very much what we thought Keita was going to be. So yeah, I would be on the side that we need another midfielder, especially if Elliott and Carvalho are not going to play there. We just don't have the numbers to challenge on all 4 competitions this year. So yeah, let me know what you think about that one. Do you think we need another midfielder? And if you do, have you got any other names? Like if we don't get Nunes, could we go for Tielemans at Leicester or any other players that you think of? Let me know. So yeah, guys, that's the end of this video now. I think that's the 3 points I wanted to cover off. Overall, I'd say that Liverpool are ready for the new season. There's a few things to go on about with Nunes' first touch and his shots. He did score 4 goals in 1 game, but that's the only game he's scored in. So let's see what happens today against Man City. Maybe it all comes together. Let me know if you like this video down below. Give it a like, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.